Well, welcome to November 1st. The constellation Capricornus is said to depict a sea goat, a mythological creature with the head of a goat and a tail of a fish. Its origins date to more than 3,000 years ago. Now, I wouldn't want to see that in my garden, but it is cute. Here is the greenhouse. Now, it barely has anything in it, but that'll change pretty fast. How are you doing, little mustards? You guys are gonna go in some food today. I know, you got abused by the outside creatures. It'll be okay. Sage is a little unhappy. It's getting cold and it's getting rainy. But today we get to go and pick some happy stuff. You know what? I'm going to turn this off because I really don't need it right now. We're going to go pick some happy stuff today. We're going to go get harvest down there. Hey, remember the itty bitty babies that I planted a little over a month ago? Yeah. Hi guys, it is harvest day. Whew. And just in time because it's starting to rain. I'm not very fussy about how I pick these. I don't bring out a knife or a clipper. Although I probably should because my hands are really cold today. I'm gonna have to because my hands are really cold. Yep. Gotta get some clippers because it's cold, it's getting colder, and I can already feel the drips of rain. I better get this done. Oh, you're laying on the ground. You're not supposed to lay on the ground. What size are you supposed to be looking at for snow peas? This is a question I've come across a lot. This is a really big snow pea. This is still kind of big, but not too bad. There's a really good size for, this is a really good size for stir frying. This is too little. So, too big and too little. Pretty much anything in between those two is gonna be just perfect. Now, why do you not want them too big? Personally, I like them big because I like the texture, but it does get stringy, bulky, and it can also get bitter. And boy, I have a lot of big ones. I have a lot of big ones because I did not get out here in time to prevent it. They're just fine for me because most of the time I use them for snacking. I'll take these mid-range ones, shove them in a bag, freeze them. Most of the big ones will be gone by the end of the day. Down the hatch. Here's the danger with unexpected rain. Normally, they'd just you know, they'd come up and they'd stay up. But if you have lots and lots of unexpected rain, you'll wind up with them on the ground. And that's a little rock. I thought it was a snail. You will find that snails in warmer weather will decide that these are super tasty. But I have seen that they do less damage to the peas and more damage to the leaves. I think I've actually gotten rid of most of the snails, so I don't see a lot of snail damage on these plants. No more falling over, you guys. This is frustrating. Are they still okay if they lay on the ground like this? They sure are, because as long as they're not, you know, being chewed up by insects, and the peas themselves are not laying on the soil for worms and ground soil denizens to come and snack on, it's okay. But you can also take some support sticks and just put them at an angle and do your best to just kind of lean them up against there if it bothers you. These are extremely hardy plants. All right, here's one that's been laying on the ground, and you can see the little white spots where the bacteria from the soil has started to dig into the pea. And it's really not a good idea to eat them at this point. Usually you'll feel the softness in the skin, and they're really not good to eat. But they make perfectly fine compost. And as you can see, most of the stuff that I've dumped on the surface here, all my little kitchen trimmings, are already gone. Because there is still enough soil temperature warmth for the surface worms to still have some snacks. Now when you go to pick your peas, here's a good example of what you're going to find. They usually come in twos. Off this main stem here, you'll see a pea here and a pea here. This is a separate stem. This is only one, but there's another one right there. Here's another one with two. Usually you'll have two on there. Occasionally you'll just have one. How long are these plants going to flower into the winter for? Well, until the plants can no longer take up nutrients from the soil. I usually find that when the soil temp hits around 40, the plants can no longer take up enough nutrients from the soil to actually feed the plant, and the plant will quit producing flowers. If the plant is damaged, frost can get into those cells. And here's a little bit of damage here. Frost can get into these cells if you live in an area with frost and start damaging the plant from this point onward, and the plant may quit producing flowers, and it's done. The level of cold for snow peas can be variable depending on where you've gotten your seeds from. I have seen plants produce well into the snow because the snow will keep the soil warm enough to keep the plant thriving and producing flowers. And of course, we call them snow peas for a reason. Here's a little booger. Now in fall, especially if you live in cold areas, you start noticing less of these lovely little snails because it just gets too cold for them to move around. They will hide on your plants. And, well, here's a little bit of damage. A little bit of damage. And certainly this one wasn't eating. It was just sitting there trying to survive. You can attempt to survive in the mint now. I don't think it'll happen for very long. I do see a bunch of small flying hover flies and small little bees still doing some work. It's okay. They're the friendly types. Hello. Hello. Poor little thing. You're just trying to make it through the fall. There we go. See if there's any. I think there's a couple left on this. And a lot from this patch where the beans were, a lot from this patch got decimated, but I still have a generous amount from here. I see lots and lots of flowers. I'll be expecting harvest if the heavy frosts don't come, and I don't expect in this year that they will. I could be seeing peas all the way through to December, if the plants stay alive. Here's an interesting phenomenon and a question I have been asked every once in a while. Why is one of my peas bigger than the other coming off that same stem? It's because this pea got pollinated after this one. It's not usual. Usually they will be approximately the same size, but sometimes a bee just doesn't get into this, or the flower just doesn't get pollinated at the same time. I believe these are self-pollinated actually. And then you have a small one and a bigger one. Perfectly all right. Just you know, when this one's big enough, just grab this one, let this one grow just a little longer. Woo! And here comes the rain. I think I have plenty for a nice stew, some snacks, and tomorrow I will come out and guaranteed tomorrow I will have a generous amount more to harvest. As well, picking those larger peas will help your plants produce more, because they won't be concentrating on trying to produce big fat peas with seeds. You guys, hit that like and subscribe button. You guys have a lovely afternoon. huh? Ah, no. Nothing wants to behave today. Dang it. Come on. Ah, please. Just. Please stay there. Ah. Oh, that's not going to stay. Ah.